As of recording, there is still discussion around whether all host nations will receive automatic qualification. But don't worry, Scotland will qualify, obviously, after winning 2024's European Football Championship.
It's Breaking the News with Des Clark.
Des Clark, and this is Breaking the News, the show that breaks the week's news and asks four opinionated panellists to put it back together again. With me this week are some of the best comics around. On my right, we have Jamie McDonald and Marilyn Robertson, and facing them are Connor Burns and Tatty McLeod. In the news this week, the BBC daytime soap Doctors is to come to an end after 23 years due to high production costs. A spokesperson said that spiralling expenses are largely attributed to the massive increase in the number of extras now required to keep waiting rooms looking realistic. The Chief Constable of Northamptonshire Police has been suspended after it was revealed that he wore a military medal from the Falklands campaign despite never having fought in it. The police force admitted the news now raises serious questions over whether Chief Constable Adderley actually did win Rear of the Year. An item found in an Edinburgh canal has been destroyed by the bomb squad. One local resident said it was very dramatic to watch the controlled explosion, but they could have just got the pound out of the trolley with a crowbar. Right, you've met the panel. Let's crack on with round one. This is the Broken News round, where our teams have to guess two major stories of the week that have been mashed together into one single news headline. So, Jamie and Marilyn, can you tell me what this is all about?
The big moment this afternoon when
Steve Clark
gives his first speech to the
Tartan Army
since they put him into the top job. But has his thunder been ever so slightly stolen by Nicola Sturgeon, who, of course, made
Scotland a place to be feared once again.
What a week it's been. Oh, Marilyn, tell us what the first story is, please.
One is about Humza Yousaf's speech for the SNP that he gave in Aberdeen.
Bingo, that's the right answer. Well done, Marilyn. Yes, the SNP party conference took place in Aberdeen this past week. Party leader and First Minister Humza Yousaf delivered a closing speech where he announced, amongst other things, that council tax rates will be frozen next year. Also at the conference, delegates backed Mr Yousaf's plan to use the next general election result to push for a second independence referendum. Nicola Sturgeon has been accused by the press of upstaging Humza Yousaf at the party conference. Though she was quite within her right to make a surprise appearance at the conference, some questioned her decision to rock up doing donuts in the camper van in the car park.
I have to say, I listened to it, and the start was really quite moving because he gave the whole appeal about what's happening right now and about ending the blockade for Gaza and about the need for us in Scotland to support and not be Islamophobic, not be anti-Semitic. And it was so moving. I was like, oh, I completely forgot he's a politician. But then he clapped himself. Did anyone see that? He made a point and he let himself like clap me. And I was like, you can't do that. Like, you can make a good point, but you can't clap yourself. That's like me as a comedian. If I made a joke, then I led the laugh. For example...
I've seen you do that.
Jamie, you've seen nothing.
Welcome to the show, Scotland's premier blind comedian, Jamie McDonald. Jamie, what about you? Did you make much of Humza Yousaf's big speech?
Well, he fills me full of confidence. He does, like me and all my other unionist pals. It's not very inspiring stuff. It's like, you know, you may take our lives, but you will not raise our council tax. You know, it's like, it's not. I just didn't think it was. I didn't think it was fresh. I didn't think it was inspiring. I thought it was quite tired, and it was a joy to hear.
Oh my God. Tati, what about you? What did you make of Humza Yousaf's big speech?
Well, I didn't watch it because I was in Paris, but I would say...
Like that name you dropped there, thank you.
But I would like him to hurry up. Now, here's the thing. Some of us live in England, but have a very tenuous genetic link to Scotland, one grandparent. And some of us would like to live in the south of France. Now, for people like me, The only way for me to get a European passport is if you guys become independent and rejoin the European Union. Because if you don't, then I'm going to have to marry a Frenchman. And I don't know if you've met them, but that is going to be difficult.
I love that the only English person here is called Tatty McLeod.
Why do you think I got the job?
Unbelievable. It's amazing. The only way that could be more Scottish is if your middle name was Scone.
When they met me the first time I did this, it was like they were confused what had happened in the booking.
What did you make of Humza Yousaf's big speech, Connor?
I liked what he said, you know, how they're going after the majority of seats. And it sounds like a big ask, you know, they need to get 29 seats. But to be fair, my mum can get that round the table at Christmas. Phenomenal effort by Big Gina.
Oh, well, there we go. Humza Yousaf has been speaking this week, and his thoughts on independence were key to what he was saying in his speech. Do you think we're seeing this, Marilyn, a new road to independence?
I think everything SNP is going to do is going to be a move to independence because it's in the name, like the Scottish National Party. And I think it's a good thing that you follow the name of what your business does, because I don't think you should be allowed to have a shop that's named about something you're not selling. Like, I went to the street the other day, went to Boots, they had no shoes. Went to Odd Bins and they had no bins, never mind strange ones. And I went to Arnold Clark and they would not sell me a man called Arnold.
So there we go. We've got the SNP party conference happening. Nicola Sturgeon was accused by some of upstaging Humza Yousaf. When was the last time, though, that our panel were overshadowed, Jamie?
Every time Chris McCausland's on the telly.
It's a bitter grudge, isn't it? And there we go, Jamie and Marilyn. Well done, you get 2 points for that. It was indeed the SNP party conference. Now to you, Connor and Tatty, what was the other story we were after?
This is Scotland qualifying for the 2024 Euros.
The sound of surprise in his voice. It happened, we're there! Yeah! It's the right answer. It is the glorious news that Scotland have indeed qualified for another chance to get knocked out of the group stages of a major tournament. And there we have it. It is indeed correct. Scotland's men's team have qualified for Euro 2024 with 2 games to spare, thanks to Spain's 1-0 win over Norway, which has guaranteed Steve Clarke's side a top 2 finish in Group A. After Sunday's game, many Scottish fans were already Googling key German phrases for next summer, like Guten Tag, Bitte, and Ich bin ein Square Sausage. Oh, Connor, what a moment. Are you looking forward to it?
I'm absolutely buzzing. I feel like we've played a complete blinder here, you know, because we looked at the World Cup that just happened and we went, Qatar, it's far away, it's roasting. Yes. You know, I mean, if anything, too hot for gingers. And then the nail in the coffin was, it's a dry country. And we went, look, lads, we'll sit this one out. And then we went, wait a minute, Germany, it's an hour and a half on a plane and a pint is considered a small beer. Absolutely. Let's get us over. I'm absolutely buzzing. We're going to drink Germany dry. I don't even care about the football.
Oh, I love that. We're so excited to be there. Tatty, are you looking forward to seeing Scotland at the Euros in Germany?
No. No. Now, hang on. I'm not going to be watching the game. But, yes, I'm looking forward to it. Because here's the thing, right? My ex-boyfriend, obsessed with football, obsessed with it. And when we broke up, I kept following football. And I remember my flatmate said to me, this is lovely because he had this passion and you were together and now that passion has passed on to you. And I had to explain to her that that's not why I follow football. I don't follow football because I like football. I follow football because I like to know when he's sad. And it's very much how I see the Euros, as vengeance.
Jamie, it's going to be an amazing moment, I think, for Scotland fans. What do you think our fans are going to bring to the tournament?
Oh, they'll be dancing and drinking out of fountains, so they'll be bringing Legionnaire's disease.
We are going to hopefully be there in number many, many thousands next summer, the Scotland fans. That's going to be an unforgettable European experience. But for our panel, what has been their most memorable European experience?
Okay, so I lived in Amsterdam for a year, which you'd think would be very memorable, but to be honest, massive blank spaces in my memory. It's something that's legal in Amsterdam that I think is illegal here. And I just, there's one time in Amsterdam where I just had a lot of it and got a bit lost. And I had to phone my partner at the time because I was super lost in Amsterdam. We'd recently moved there, and I was like, you've got to come find me. And my partner was like, okay, Marie-Elaine, I'll come find you. Just describe to me where you are. And I was like, oh my God, I'm on a bench by a canal.
I had an amazing one. I was in Italy, and it was gorgeous. We were in Sorrento, and we were in this beautiful wee square, just enjoying dinner and stuff. And there was a really obnoxious American couple next to us, and a waiter went past, and they stopped him like, "Excuse me, can we get the Wi-Fi password?" And without even breaking his stride, they just went, "No, talk to each other," and walked away. It was amazing.
I love that. With 2 games left to play, Scotland have already qualified for the 2024 Euros in Germany. It left many fans confused, as the last time Scotland did that well early on was during the Jacobite uprisings. Well done, Connor and Tati. You get 2 points for that. It was the mashup of the SNP Party Conference and Scotland qualifying for the 2024 Euros in Germany. And at the end of that round, well done. The teams are all square. Now, much of the news is about public opinion, so to find out what stories people are talking about, we spoke to 2 friends of the show, actor and presenter Grant Stott and BBC Scotland News presenter Fiona Stalker. So, Connor and Tati, what do you think Grant is on about here?
You're having a laugh. Evening meals can be taken at any point in my house, and my son lives off super noodles and TikTok recipes for wraps. He's 26, so not legally my responsibility anymore.
Is it about Gen Z eating differently?
That's the right answer. Well done. This is indeed the news that, according to a new survey, more than a third of 16 to 26-year-olds prefer to eat whenever they're hungry, also known as intuitive eating, and reckon that set meal times are outdated. It's also found that Gen Z are less likely to have alcohol with a meal, and that the most popular social media platform for food ingredients and recipe inspiration is TikTok.
I think that Gen Zs get a really hard time. You know, people really, they're always the butt of the joke. People lay into them. They've got horrible things to say about them. And honestly, after reading this, I can see why. They there's this bit in the article where they say that Gen Zs consider having a glass of wine with a meal retro. Wow. Retro. Can we have a moment? Retro. I was like, it's Pinot Noir and terrine. It's not a shag pile carpet. Are you kidding me?
By the way, people with Greenock, Pinot Noir and terrine. Buckfast and Patty, all right?
Stop patronising your people.
I think they were 2 players in the French team the other night. What were you, Connor, hearing this bit of chat around Gen Z? Do you still stick to traditional meal times?
Why are we listening to teenagers? Like, we've made the worst generation of all time. They're useless. We shouldn't be listening to any advice. They don't know how good they've got it. If you gave a teenager now a turkey Twizzler and original recipe Iron Brew, they'd go into a coma. Can't handle it.
It's Connor Burns sounding like your dad. Jamie, what about you? In light of this story, do you still stick to traditional meal times?
No, I probably do. I have breakfast, lunch. But I have been trying some of the Gen Z stuff. I'm trying to not sound really old. But I tried the bubble tea. I was sucking sick through a puddle. I just couldn't get my head around it at all. So, yeah.
Well, look, we've talked about this as intuitive eating. Do you think intuitive eating is the way forward, Tati?
Do you know what? I do actually know someone who eats intuitively. She doesn't care what society thinks. She doesn't think this is good for you or that's bad for you. She just listens to herself and what feels right for her. And she is 7. It's my niece. And she lives on gherkins and Haribo. So that's my opinion on it.
It's like a good diet.
Intuitive eating.
I'm happy about that. Intuitive eating is a phrase, Connor. Do you think this is the way forward?
this is the first time I'd encountered it when I read this article, and it describes it as changing attitude, so you don't see foods as good or bad. You learn to make peace with all foods, which, I've been a student. I've made a peace with crisps. Make a peace with anything, really.
A change in the nation's eating habits is the right answer. Well done, Connor and Tatty. Over to you now, Jamie and Mariolyn. It's your turn. What do you think Fiona is talking about here?
It started rather simply as a house with a mouse. And then there were comic books and live-action films and TV channels. But who still doesn't cry at Bambi?
Disney is 100 years old.
Yeah, well done. Great clue in there from Fiona as well, and that's the right answer. It is the news that this week marked the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company. Since its inception in 1923, it's grown from a small animation studio in California to a multi-billion-pound entertainment conglomerate that's captured the hearts and minds of children around the world. It's been said that everyone on Earth has seen at least one Disney film, well, except that guy that paints the Disney characters on fairground rides. Mariolyn, are you a fan of Disney?
Well, you get those adults who are like, I'm a Disney fan, and they like buy Disney clothes and Disney toys as adults, and they go to Disneyland, and I don't do that because I can't afford to. Also, it's like people make it their identity. They say that they're into Disney and this is their whole identity, and they go on and on about it like that's their thing. And like, I'm a Shetland person from Shetland. I'm wearing a Shetland jumper, but I don't make it my identity.
Connor, are you a fan of Disney?
I like the one about the prince who kisses the girl on the island. And then they're no sure it's a prince because he wasn't sweating. I forget the name of it. Beauty and the Beast.
Tatty, where do you stand in this? Are you a fan of Disney?
Am I a fan of a world in which women just sit around all day, waiting to be rescued by a charming prince who's going to whisk them off to some magical kingdom where they're going to be worshipped and waited on and never have to work a day in their life? Yes, I am, yes.
Well, Jamie, I don't know if you're much of a fan or not, but what do you think about Disney? 100 years. It's a long old time. Why do you think it's endured so long?
Memorable characters, catchy tunes, and a really ruthless and aggressive corporate strategy.
Those three
world dominance,
things. Yeah. Connor, what do you think? They've had a good run. What is it about Disney? Why do you think it's endured so long?
They found a way to keep themselves fresh, and they keep going and going with every generation that comes round. I guess you could, just say it's kind of the circle.
There you go. The circle of life takes us round to this question. What story would you like to see given the Disney treatment?
A beautiful story of young love, terror, family, and realization to a better world. And the story I'm talking about is that time that my cousin, the hot one, got shot in the bum by my dad. But he was fine, he was resilient because he didn't feel the bullet going in because it was 3 a.m, so he'd been drinking for like 7 years. And when my dad sobered up, he realized what he'd done.
The end.
That would be a story. That's not true. Don't tell the police. Ha 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 ha.
Can we just make a Disney film about Mariolyn's life?
Yeah, exactly.
And call it, Really Brave?
Scotland was prominently featured in the Disney hit Brave, in which a plucky young lass sets off on a journey and just assumes that a ferry service will be running. And that is indeed the right answer. And 2 points go to Jamie and Mariolyn. You're listening to Breaking the News from BBC Radio Scotland with me, Des Clark. Now, this round is all about who's in the news. I will play you a clip of a mystery person. All you have to do is tell me who it is. So, Jamie and Mariolyn, you're first this time. Who is this?
Oh, my God. I slept 8 hours. I can't believe it. I mean, it's a real rarity for me because I'm really hyper.
It's Madonna.
And it's the right answer. It is indeed pop legend Madonna. The superstar opened her much-anticipated show in London this week. It's billed as her first ever greatest hit set, featuring around 40 of her classic songs. Madonna famously fell whilst performing at the Brit Awards in 2015. After the incident, the Queen of Pop was inundated with messages of support from fans, as well as messages from Digby Brown, asking if she'd recently had an accident at work. Oh, there we are, Marjolin. Good on you. Are you pleased to see Madonna back on stage?
No.
Oh, why not?
Well, no, for her own sake. I mean, the lady is 65 and her net worth is 580 million. And if she can't retire...
Jamie, what about you? Are you pleased to see Madonna back on stage?
What's the headline? She's not done anything. She's just on tour. I'm delighted for her. Well done. She's doing her job. It's like Madonna saying, "Are you happy that Jamie McDonald's on Breaking the News today?" Aye, as a comedian, that's what he does.
Well, she did say that, actually. She said, "I do prefer Chris McCausland." Oh, I love that. Tati, are you pleased to see Madonna back on stage?
I think it's amazing. I think it's fantastic. She's a feminist icon. She's an inspiration. 3 months ago, she was in intensive care. She nearly died, and now she's doing 78 shows until April. And I thought about why is she doing that to herself? And then I realised medical bills. That's what.
I'll be honest, at first I thought they'd resurrected Pete Burns. I think the only person that's had more work done than Madonna the last couple of years is Captain Tom's daughter.
Like, whether farewell tour or not, Madonna is back on stage as of this week. It's been called a daring tour and a daring thing to do. What's the most daring thing that you've ever done?
Well, I'm blind. Getting to this seat was pretty hairy.
Well done to our team there for getting the right answer. Of course, we are talking about Madonna back on stage. She has been dubbed the Queen of Pop, as that's now the noise her knees make when she vogues. Great to have her back. And well done, yes, 2 points to Jamie and Marjolin. That was, of course, the pop icon Madonna. Right, over to you, Connor and Tati. It's your turn. Who is this and why are they in the news?
Everyone from India to the US of A wants to know the clown's identity.
I think that is the Skelmerly clown.
That is the right answer. And a bizarre story of a person wandering the streets of Skelmerly, a village in North Ayrshire, dressed as a Pennywise-style clown. The masked character has been playing games with residents and has become something of a local attraction in recent years, with locals saying that they love it. The story made international news this week, and the clown even gave an interview to ITV's This Morning, described as having red hair, pale skin, and bizarre old-fashioned clothing. Police searching for him say they've narrowed it down to the whole of Ayrshire.
I think, is that someone using a voice changer?
Sorry, just as you said that.
Yeah. Sorry, he's a way to get changed into the outfit.
Just for the audience at home, a guy, as soon as mentioned Skelmerly Clown, got up from his seat and just walked across the front row and left the room, and he's now applying makeup and putting a hat on.
Game's up.
To be fair, again, we're in Greenock. That was probably just a wee vibration on his ankle reminding him to go home.
Wow. So what a week, Tati, for you to be in Scotland. And what a story. What do you make, then, of the Skelmerly Clown?
What I love about it is just how much the local community have really embraced it. Like, there's a woman she's quoted as saying, "Oh, it's really brought the community together again." And I thought, how bad has local funding got? That once upon a time you were Bond in a library or a village fair, but now it's a murderous clown. How has that become our bit of fun?
Well, we're talking about fears, so how scared are we this week? It's Halloween month. Jamie, what's your biggest fear?
Probably losing the blue badge.
Just double check it. You didn't drive here, did you, Jimmy?
Oh, that's great. Marjolaine, final thoughts on this to you. What's your biggest fear?
Aliens. I've been afraid of aliens ever since I could think. Like, just the idea of someone coming into my bedroom at night and stealing an organ. Oh, wait. That's surgeons.
Can you imagine if aliens came down to Earth with the view of learning about human civilization and they picked up Marjolaine? You're like, guys, we cannot make heads or tails of what's going on here. It would appear civilization hasn't moved on in Earth since the 1400s.
I'm more confused now than when we landed.
Oh, my God. Well, there we go. That is it. We got the right answer. And amongst all of that nonsense, we were talking about this Skelmerley clown. The clown was spotted trying to make a quick getaway, but when he sat in his car, the horn honked and all the doors and wheels fell off. Well done to our teams. The Skelmerley clown is indeed the right answer, and 2 points go to Connor and Tatty. And it's time now for our final quickfire round, which is all about deciphering the numbers in the news. I will read out a headline. All the teams have to do is fill in the blanks. So get ready, teams. When we run out of time, you'll hear this.
It has left me speechless.
There is Humza Yousaf when he realised Nicola Sturgeon had turned off the auto cue. Right, fingers and buzzers, teams. Here we go. 1 in 6 Americans believe what? Connor.
Is it that they are a majority?
That's a nice answer. Let's keep it going. 1 in 6 Americans believe what? Jamie.
Absolutely anything you tell them.
1 in 6 Americans believe what? Tatty.
That they're Scottish.
So true, isn't it?
So true.
Oh, my goodness. It's not that. 1 in 6 Americans believe what? Connor.
Is it that in Scotland a fanny pack is a group of Neds?
One of the best answers we've ever had. Buzz around. I can tell you the answer is actually that 1 in 6 Americans believe that their home is haunted.
It has left me speechless.
Oh, there we go. That's our klaxon. Humza is Yousaf. It means it's all over. And at the end of the quiz, our winners this week are Marjolaine Robertson and Jamie McDonald. And commiserations to Tatty McLeod and Connor Burns. And we'll leave you with the breaking news. Breaking news just in. Hundreds of members of staff at the European Parliament had a surprise when their train from Brussels to the French city of Strasbourg ended up at Disneyland Paris instead. Passengers started to get suspicious when the train driver told them to keep their arms tucked in and scream a bit louder. The Wombles are set to make a return to our screens with a remake in the works to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the iconic children's show. The new episodes will be longer than the original version, as the Wombles have to spend the first 10 minutes deciding what colour of bin to use this week. And MP Lisa Cameron, who defected from the SNP to join the Conservatives, has rejected calls to stand down and trigger a by-election. Her new colleagues say they're proud of how she's embraced their values, as she's only been a Tory for a week and she's already denying Scots a vote. The news is broken. I've been Des Clark. Goodbye!